Welcome to or welcome back to 4F Beauty. When will I be YouTube famous? I still don't know. So, while we're waiting for that to happen, today is kind of a mini haul. I had a few new things arrive today and I wanted to try them out. Now, one of them is a dupe for a Jeffree highlight, but at a much more economical price. And if you're wondering what's on my eyes right now, it's this, a gorgeous, if I can get it so you can see it, there we go, I Heart Revolution Mermaid's Heart eyeshadow palette, one of their new ones. I've also got one of their unicorn lippies on, and I'm trying out a powder that Thataylaa suggested. But if you want to find out what the highlighter is, you're going to have to keep watching and find out. So, without further ado, sit down, get a drink, have a snack. Here comes the mini review. Hey, welcome back from the intro. As you can see, I've already got some of my face done. I've got the Wet n Wild mascara foundation. God, I'm having a bad day. The Revolution Pro concealer, Barry M bronzer, my Wet n Wild blush, my usual Essence pencil. Now, I've actually set it with a different powder. Thataylaa was talking about this one, which I still can't work out why a Korean powder has got the Eiffel Tower on it, but this is actually really quite nice. So I've used this to set my face with today. Everything I touch, I'm dropping. It's one of those days. Really is one of those days. But the reason I'm filming is because I've got two things which, after over a week, Revolution, you've really got to sort that out, have finally arrived, and it's these. The Mermaid Heart eyeshadow palette and the Platinum Ingot highlighter. Now, this one actually opens up, it's got a little magnetic bit at the bottom, and open like so. As you can see, no mirror, but that's the colours. And what I'm about to do, I'm going to get myself a face wipe ready, and I've got a towel for drying my fingers off with. I'm going to do, like I did with blood sugar, I'm going to swatch it up my arm for you, cleaning my fingers each time. There's nothing on my arm. I've been out of the shower long enough that any moisturiser and stuff that was on there has well and truly soaked in. There's no primer, nothing at all. I'm going to start off, I'm going to start from here and work on the top row. If there's room, I'll put the bottom row on at the same time. If not, I'll clean off, and yeah, there should be room to get all those on there, I think. So, let's start off with the first two swatches. Okay, I don't know if you can see that yellow on my skin, it's a bit close to my skin tone at the moment. And the next two, again we go matte followed by shimmer. I like the look of that shimmer. And then two more shimmers to finish off with on this top row. Ooh, that's got some pigment to it. Look at that. It's looking really pretty so far. Okay, going on to the bottom row. And it looks like we're starting off with a couple of mattes. These feel like they're pressed differently. to other Revolution palettes that I've got. They feel, I don't know, softer somehow. I don't know whether it's a different formula or whether they've just pressed it differently. Right, next two both look to be shimmers. Ooh, look at those. If you're Irish and you want to do your makeup for game day, also, or South African actually, with that gold there as well. And the last two are mattes. I like to see they've actually got quite a lot of mattes in this one. I mean, you know, I can create a look with all shimmers, but I know a lot of people do prefer mattes. So there you go. That's the swatch. Oh, it's killing my back. That's the swatches for the Mermaid palette. So I am going to pause you, clean this off, give myself a 10-minute break. I'll be straight back. Don't go anywhere now. Hey, I'm back. Right, let's zoom you in a bit. And obviously, when I say a bit, I mean a lot. Wait for my white balance to sort itself out. Right, as always, I have my colour switch here to change colours. I didn't even look into that sharp. There we go, if it didn't. Really should look at the viewfinder when you're talking, Ange. And I'm going to start off with, I think, probably the apricot one from the bottom row to start. I say apricot, it's like a dark cream. Ooh. These really are packed softly. Look at the kick up on that. And that was just barely tapping my brush. Yeah, there's a lot coming off of the brush as well. So we will run this one through the crease. Start off with windscreen wipers. And then we're going to do twirly whirlies like always. I've ordered some more bits and bobs from Revolution yesterday. I'm hoping that they don't take as long to arrive as this one. I've ordered some of their multi pens. And I think I ordered the unicorn version of this as well. Because, you know me and purples. That's gone on quite nicely. It's not, I don't know how well it's showing up. I mean, obviously I can see in my viewfinder, but I'll see when I edit, I suppose, how well this shows up. So, how's your day been so far? Hope it's going okay. I was meant to be at a mate's today helping them with their admin, but a little dose of food poisoning from the meal last night kind of stopped that one. Really didn't fancy being on the motorway, heading down with no services that I could stop at if there was a oh my gosh moment. That's gone on really quite nicely. No trouble to blend out. Not a huge amount of fallout that I can say. Right. Now, shall I deepen it up with the golds and go green, or shall I shove some blues on? Ooh. I think I'm going to have to put some blues on, aren't I? Okay, well, there's two blue mattes there. One's an aquary blue, and one's a deeper blue. So I think I'll go into the slightly more aqua blue. Again, a lot of powder is being picked up, like you can see, and that's after tapping off. So I'm just going to repeat what I did with the first colour. I'm just not going to take it up as high. I'm kind of going to go about halfway. That is blending out really quite nicely. No issues there at all. What's the weather like where you are? Ours has been a bit strange today. It's been overcast and raining one minute, and at the moment it's really bright out there, so I apologise if my white balance keeps going, but I don't have any control over the weather, sadly. I have got my LED strip lights on here, so hopefully you should be able to get a certain amount of consistency in terms of seeing colours and stuff. But when the external weather changes, it can sometimes take a little bit of time for the white balance on the camera to catch up. So I do apologise if it goes a bit dim for you at one point. You can see this is really blending out beautifully. There's no problems with this at all. And again, where I've tapped my brush off, there's not a huge amount of fallout that I can see. That's quite nice. As always, if you've got hooded eyes, you can still follow this tutorial. All you need to do, I mean, when I look ahead, you can see all my mobile lid, so you know I don't have a hooded eye. If you can't see that, all you do is you get the first colour you're going to use, and with your eye open, you just sketch where you can see. And that's basically where you put your crease colour. That'll just mean you need to move your crease up a little bit. You might need to use a slightly smaller brush, because obviously it will reduce the amount of space between your crease and your brow. And I'm lucky, I've got quite high brows. High brows. Sorry, that just tickled me. Okay, quite liking that. So I'm gonna get a slightly smaller brush and go into the slightly deeper blue. And no, I'm not singing a Steps song at you, although the temptation is great. So stick that in the corner and give it a bit of a waggle. Just want to deepen this corner up a little bit. So I'll start off by deepening the crease up, and then we'll add just a little bit here on the outer edge. Can't see a blooming thing with this eye shut. Oh yeah, it's roughly in the right place. Muscle memory, can't beat it. This one is taking a wee bit more work to blend out than the previous two. But then deeper pigments usually are a little bit more time consuming than the lighter ones. You'd find this with most deeper pigments, even on the high end palettes. So yeah, I quite like that. So I'm now going to repeat on the other eye. So, as always, waggle on the top lid, wiggle on the bottom one. Sorry if you can hear my phone vibrating. I've got a mate sending me pictures of owl lamps at the moment, which is fab because me and the hubster both love owls. You can see this is, initially it's a little bit patchy, so it is taking a little bit more work to blend, but it is blending. It's not doing a subculture and refusing to blend. It's not sort of grabbing onto one place and then sticking there. It is actually, it's making me work for it, but it is actually blending, so that's good. You can see I'm really just keeping that quite tight to the crease. I'm just kicking the end out a little bit there. Probably not going to do liner today because it's quite warm again, or at least I'm running quite warm. I don't particularly want liner to be up here somewhere again, which was very frustrating that day. You know, when Hubster gets in from work, I'd rather not look like a clown. I hate clowns. Quite like that. And I'm going to get a flat topped brush like this, and I'm going to go into the green. I mean, you can carry the colours from that you've used on your lid to the bottom lash line, but I like to be a little bit different and add some different colours, and also I want to use as many of the shades out of here as I can and see what they're like. So put this green right up tight under the lashes at the bottom and just give it a bit of a wiggle. That's going on quite nicely. I quite like this palette. Just as well as I've ordered another one from the set, eh? Yeah, I quite like that. Now I'm going to get a looser, round-topped packer style brush. And I think I will go into the yellow gold on the top row, which reminds me vividly of the colour of our front room through the 80s. Golden blooming sunrise. My Uncle Glyn put anaglypta paper up on the walls, which is the white stuff with like bumpy bits all over it in patterns. So that it was easier because none of our walls are straight. The house was built in 23, so none of the walls are straight, none of the corners are full on 90 degrees, which made wallpaper hanging a bit difficult, because if you started at one corner and worked your way across, by the time you get to the other end of the room it's either slanted that way or slanted that way, so you kind of have to start in the middle and work out. And bit of a mare. So Uncle Glyn came along back at beginning of the 80s and put anaglypta up for us so that we could just, well, you know, when we wanted to redecorate we could just slap some more paint over the top of it, which I thought meant we could be changing the colours each year, but my mum decided that she liked this golden sunrise, and we were golden sunrise in the front room from about 1983 right through to probably about 1990, 91. Every time she redecorated she got the same blooming colour, and I'm like, really, what is the point? No one knows you redecorated. What's the point? Didn't help that both Mum and Grandad used to smoke, which meant above their chairs the white ceiling was never white, it had a lovely nicotine staining. Ugh. Ah, you gotta love the 80s. Right, as usual with my wittering, I'm now going to use the same packer brush that I've just smoked the bottom lash line out with, and I'm going to go into the aqua blue on the top row, which is looking really pretty actually. I'm going to apply it dry to start with and see how much of a punch it's got. Oh, that's actually quite nice. These are very, very softly pressed though, so for God's sake don't drop it. So I get the feeling these are the kind of shadows that will shatter. I quite like this. And Gemma, another blue look for you to try. Oh, I do like this. This is really pretty. And given that this is going on with a dry brush, I haven't wet the brush at all. It's giving a real good sharp pop of colour. That's really pretty. I'd even go so far as to say that's almost as bright as the Juvia's Place shadows. And that is a compliment. Right, going back in with this brush without any eyeshadow on it, I'm just going to smudge where the two colours meet and through the crease there, just to, because obviously I'm not doing a cut crease, so I don't need sharp edges, I just want them to kind of blend into each other quite nicely like that. I really like this palette. Really like this palette. Right, time to try their Ingot Bank of Revolution. The platinum one. Let's see if this is as good as my Jeffree Ice Cold, huh? I will do a quick swatch for you, although swatches don't really tell you everything about it. As you can see on my skin at the moment, and with how bright it's now got outside, you couldn't really see that at all. So let's go in with a little brush. It's almost a sin to use this, it's so pretty. And let's pop a little bit on. Ooh, yeah, that's nice and bright. Inside corner just there. They do these in different colours, but obviously me being super pale, I went for the white one. I think they do a gold one and a peachy pinky one, or rose goldy one, I think. Didn't really look at those, to be honest, I was only looking at the white one. I know these have been out for a while, but I just, to be honest, I hadn't got round to buying one, to picking one up. Every time I went to go and pick one up, the white one was out of stock, and I thought, no, it's the white one that I'm going to want to try. It's the one that I'm going to use most. Because I know that, you know, if I want a gold highlighter, I'm just going to go to the Jeffree Uranus, because that's just such a beautiful, beautiful light gold that works really well on my cool undertones. Let's pop a little bit of this up under the brow, as always. Yes, it's looking very nice. Pretty. Right, let's zoom you out a little bit. And do the Cupid's bow. You don't have to do this. A lot of people say, oh, it makes it look as if my top lip's sweating. My top lip sweats anyway, so I don't care. Teardrop brush. Down the nose. On the chin. And then my favourite bit, the cheekbone. That's quite nice actually. It's not as bright as the Jeffree one, but I will see in a minute if it can be built up a bit. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is, I mean, it's bright enough, but I want to see if it's going to be a dupe for Jeffree's Ice Cold. So let's see if this builds up. And I think we can see the answer there is hell yeah. So if you can't afford a Jeffrey, or you just don't like Jeffrey very much, and I know there's people out there that don't, this, I would say, providing it lasts through the day, and I'll let you know in one of my next videos if it does or not. If it lasts as well as ice cold, this could be a superb budget option. Right. I do like it when I get things that work. So I'm going to use this 17 Vava Voom mascara. I'll zoom you back in again just for that bit. I love hearing that as the brush comes out. It's a good sign when you get that. If your mascara stops doing that, throw it away. If it's been doing it from the start and then stops doing it, get rid of it because too much air has got in there. That's a sign that it is still airtight when you bring the brush out. You shouldn't really keep a mascara for more than about 3 or 4 months anyway. And you certainly shouldn't. I mean, I'll very often give lipsticks and eyeshadows and foundations and highlighters to friends that I've tried and either don't get on with or just don't reach for, because I've got other palettes that, you know, with similar colours that I reach for more, or that, you know, maybe I've got a highlighter and it's a little bit too dark for me. Michaela, Sophie, Helen and Lydia are normally my normal recipients. So Lydia's a little bit paler than me. Sophie's a little bit paler, well, actually Sophie's about the same colour as me, and she's cool toned as well, so is Lydia. Helen is maybe half a shade darker than me. And then Michaela's a couple of shades darker, so anything that I get that works out too dark just goes straight into a pile for Michaela. The first Milani foundation I bought when the lightest was the 00 that was too dark for me. And I've since got the porcelain, isn't it I called it now? I think porcelain's the one. So I just said to Michaela, here you go, have a foundation. But all this wittering was to tell you, never pass on mascara to somebody else if you've used it. Even if you've not had conjunctivitis or you've not had any issues in terms of your eye health, it really isn't worth it. You know, it's something that by its nature is wet. Unlike foundation with pumps, my fingers haven't been in the foundation, so I've not contaminated the foundation with any microbes that could be on my skin. Whereas this, if you look at your eyelashes under microscopes, you'll see tiny little things growing in them, which we all have. You know, the cleanest of us have those. So you don't want to be passing that on to somebody else. So please, never, never, never give your mascaras to somebody else if you've used them. Please. That's my public service announcement for the day. Right, lipstick wise, I'm actually going to go for a gloss or a metallic. It's from the Unicorn range by I Heart Rev. It's this colour called Majestic, which is very, very pretty. Now let's see if I can tilt you down again without me and technology. Technology okay, but normally end up breaking stuff like this, so it's only a matter of time. Nice flat doe foot. You can see it picks up a lot of product both sides. Smells like vanilla cupcake frosting. These straight ones are really easy for lining the edge of your lips with when you turn them sideways. As you can see. I don't tend to overline with metallics or glosses because they tend to bleed everywhere if you don't use a lip liner. And I very rarely, if ever, use one of those. That's really pretty. In terms of colour, this is a dupe for Lime Crime's Mercury, which I have got. Although, having found out stuff about Doe Deer and her dubious behaviour, Lime Crime isn't really a company that I'm going to want to support. The whole breach on their systems where, you know, people were losing money because their cards were, you know, the card details were compromised. I don't mess with that. I didn't find that out until after I bought some stuff from Lime Crime. So if I'm going to buy Lime Crime stuff now, I'll buy it from a UK retailer. Is it Cult Beauty that do Lime Crime? Could be. But I know you can get it over here now, so I won't buy from the Lime Crime website. Although they said they fixed the issue, I just don't want to risk it, you know. Right. Revolution Profix Oil Control Fixing Spray, and time to liberally douse. Ready? Yeah, you can stop now if you like. Or if you're like me and you're a little bit extra and you want your makeup to stay put, you keep going a little bit. Right, I'm going to do something with this. I'll be straight back. Don't go anywhere. And I'm back. And my hair seems to be channeling Farrah Fawcett from her Charlie's Angel days. So, new things that I tried today. What did I like? So far, I really do quite like this setting powder. It is a pressed powder. I do normally use loose, but I thought I'd give the pressed one a go today. That was really quite nice. Didn't brighten under my eyes very much, but didn't darken it down either. So that's a good one to kind of chuck in your handbag, you know, and just for touch-ups on the go. Revolution Mermaid's Heart. Absolutely love this. Produced a really lovely colour. You know, and I'm happy with that. I like that. The Revolution Ingot Highlighter in Platinum. I think we can tell that I like this one. And the Revolution Majestic Lippie. So all in all, that's pretty good. I didn't get a single dud today, which is that's always a nice way to go about things. So there you go. I hope you found this helpful, informative, interesting. hit that like button if you did, or if you're one of my haters, hit that dislike button, you do you. Subscribe, hit that bell notification if you subscribe so that you get an email every time I upload another one of these videos. And my bra strap appears to be wanting to make an appearance, so do you know what? I'm just gonna let it. It's fine. It's clearly having a moment to itself. So what's left to say is I hope you have an absolutely fabulous rest of your day, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.